We are back, and so are the Magic after returning from their Mexico City game where they took a very devastating loss to the Atlanta Hawks. A fired up Magic team returns home trying to get back to their winning ways. Unfortunately for Milwaukee, they are on the other end of it tonight, taking home a 112-97 win. After our last two losses, tonight was much needed. It was very fun. The first quarter was a little more competitive, but we pretty much, once we got our lead, we pretty much held it for the entire way and kept a pretty good distance throughout the game. Obviously, we've learned to never, write in a win, but tonight you were really able to feel it. We gained control of the lead, and the guys were playing confident. We had the energy behind us from the home crowd, which we've played really good with the home crowds. We've only lost to Dallas, and that wasn't the prettiest loss. But for the most part, even with big, fan-based teams coming in like the Lakers, the Bucks, our crowd, they get behind our guys, and I really think it fuels them a lot. The energy we've been bringing has been glaringly different from what we've seen in the past couple of years, and it's great to see that even though we're not the biggest fan base in the league, our fans, they show up and they show out. And so far this year, in the 3 or 4 home games, it's just been a very special atmosphere in the building. So let's just jump into what we saw earlier. Before the game, we heard not only that Damian Lillard will be out this game, but then a couple minutes before tip-off, I believe, I actually got the notification that Markelle Fultz will also miss this game with the same left knee tendonitis, I believe it is. So with that, once again, Anthony Black does step into the starting rotation, where the stats did not point, anything crazy tonight, but he is so, I don't know, he is a difference maker on the court, and we have a lot of guys on our team that are just the stats aren't, the big stars, but they are just difference makers. Only 2 points and 3 assists tonight, but I just think, he plays great defense as he was, drafted to, but it's all around, he's just very smart. He makes the right reads a lot of the times. Defensive rotations are there, the cuttings are there, and all around he just makes great reads and plays throughout the game. Something that's very impressive for a 19-year-old rookie that's just been thrown into the starting lineup a couple times now in his career. And not only just thrown into a starting lineup, but he's getting thrown into these games versus big opponents. First was LeBron and AD, tonight was Giannis, and he did a great job. He even took a charge on Giannis on a one-on-one fast break. One-on-one with Giannis in a fast break, and you could not only disrupt him, but get the charge on him. And it's just plays like that, not having to get into the box score while making an effect on the game. Because not only would that just be a free 2 points for, Giannis in a lot of possessions, but it really got the crowd, the momentum there. And a lot of the NBA is momentum, so being able to, stop a potential fast break dunk and get the ball going back your way with nothing in return for them, is an all-around very impactful night for Anthony Black. Before we get into the 3 big starters tonight, I do want to drop down and talk about the bench real quick. First off, just another great performance tonight from Mo Wagner. This dude is fearless. This dude is just willing to attack the basket with anyone in the way. He went at AD, he went at Giannis, and tonight it was very successful. Only 21 minutes, 19 points in 21 minutes on 7 of 9 from the field. Tonight, actually, in a game where we end up seeing 3 pairs of brothers tonight, Mo and Franz combined for 43, obviously being the most impactful. Giannis in Thanasis almost got there, but in a lot different way. And I just wanted to show Mo some love. I feel like I don't hit it enough, but there are plenty of games where we just need energy and aggression, and he comes in off the bench and provides that. Especially in a night like tonight where our normal 6-man Cole Anthony didn't have the greatest game. Only 14 minutes, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Not the greatest. He was a plus 14. I'm not exactly sure what was up with Cole tonight. I don't know why the minutes were so low, but like I said in a previous video, Cole Anthony is a spark plug of this team, and I feel like in the earlier of the season we were relying on him to be that spark plug a little too consistently. So it is nice, see him have an off night and all the other guys around him step up and, provide that offense and enough to win a game like this. And then who else but the minister of defense himself, all the way up to 17 minutes tonight. I know we still see him missing games, here and I believe he's missed 2 this season, but the minutes are increasing gradually. 16 minutes last game, which was a season high, 17 tonight. Soon enough, we could be in the 20-minute mark. And I'm telling you, the more minutes this guy gets, the more dangerous this team is going to get, because he is impactful on the court. Both, he impacts the boards. He's obviously defensively, he's just elite. Only 3 of 10 from the field tonight, but 2 of 4 from 3, which is a big improvement. I don't think I've seen any of those air balls recently, so that's a nice plus. And then there was Joe Ingles, and I know I have, I had my complaints about him in the last video, about the defense, which still isn't there. But in certain situations, he is useful to this team. Coming in tonight, down a ball handler, and then you have Cole playing limited minutes. He can really step in and, give us a smooth running offense when at times we probably wouldn't have had that last year without him. And he does provide some, much needed smart vet-like plays at times. Now tonight was versus his former team from last year, and you could definitely see at times, there was a little bit of chatting going on with him and the players on the bench. He really talks to the refs a lot. Like, he always will walk up to a ref, put his arm around him and go talk to him, or the counterpart where he's just yelling at him down the court. But you know what? We need a guy like that. Surprisingly, I don't think he's picked up a technical this year yet. On the other hand, we did see 2 technicals tonight with Jalen Suggs and Paolo Banchero. Jalen got into it with Bobby Portis in the middle of the game. I think that, they clashed heads, but at the end of the game, the Magic posted a video of, Robin and Jalen, and you can actually see in the video, he went over to Bobby Portis and they hugged and laughed about it. I think he said something about I didn't want to get a technical either. But going into Jalen Suggs tonight, another very impressive performance. This time, thankfully, backed up with an actual win. 20 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. And if you look right now, only 9-game sample size, obviously, but he is shooting 35% from 3, which is about, I believe, league average. So right where we want him to be, if he can continue to provide his defense and shoot, at least league average like we've been saying. And I was also impressed with the aggression tonight, not relying on a jump shot. He really, put his head down and got to the basket, which he does usually, but tonight he was rewarded with it, which is free throws. He shot 10 free throws, 8 of 10 from the line, which is pretty good. And actually looking at it, free throws was a problem with us in the previous game and a lot of the games that we lost. Tonight, we did really good. 85% from the line, only 5 misses, which is very encouraging to see because I really believe we would have at least 1 or 2 more wins on our record if we just knew how to knock down free throws consistently at this rate. And then, like I mentioned previously in the video, the second half of the German duo, Franz Wagner tonight, 24, 6, and 3. And I talked about Franz not looking like himself in the previous game, and tonight there was improvement. He shot 50% from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, but he was getting to his spots. He was getting the shots that he wants, that he's, he feels comfortable with. Nothing felt forced. And then, of course, I gotta save the birthday boy for last. The night before he turns 21, Paolo Banchero comes up with a big game. Tonight in the win, 38 minutes, 26 points, 12 rebounds. He was very active on the glass today. I really loved what I saw from that side. Hopefully he continues whatever was going on today. But it seemed like he was just extra, motivated. And then 5 assists and even shot 2 of 4 from 3, which exactly what we want from him. And then one thing I did like to see was a season high 22 shots from Paolo. Early on in the season, we were talking about his low shot attempts, the 14, 15 mark, which I said needs to go up a little higher. And that was during his early game slump. And even when he broke out of it versus the Jazz and the Lakers, if you looked at his shot attempts, it was still 14, 15-ish. He was just making more shots. So today I like the fact that we actually saw him boosted up a pretty good amount, 22 shots, and we want him to be this team's, superstar, so superstars need to take superstar shots at times. But the great thing about Paolo is, he can be selfish at times, but at the other end, he could also be a very good, facilitator, run the offense, play make. And tonight, I mean, he was being guarded by a 2-time MVP, a defensive player of the year, and a player whose team, has high expectations and isn't going out to the greatest start. So, obviously, Giannis is going to be going into a game versus Orlando. He knows he's a little short-handed tonight with Dame out, and, they probably really wanted this win. And, on the other end, Giannis is Giannis. He's gonna, do what he does. I think, 35, 10, 7, 4 steals, 2 blocks. It's a Giannis stat line, but we hold the team to 97 points. I don't know if we took the approach tonight of, just let Giannis do what he does and, focus on everybody else, make sure that they don't get going and get their shots to drop. Because at times he did get to the basket as easily as he should be, but I really do believe that we were focusing on not letting the shooters, win them the game and, let Giannis have to do it by himself. And yeah, just all around, very fun game tonight. I really did enjoy, the earlier 6 o'clock start. A nice change in pace from, more later games that we've had this season so far. And just after a tough loss, it felt great to, get back in the Amway Center and just witness, a very dominant win. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. How did you feel about the game today? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, another shout out for 200 subscribers. I know I said it last video, but it really does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys once again. The Magic do have a little 3-day break before their first in-season tournament game this Tuesday versus the Brooklyn Nets. Unfortunately, it is an away game, but I'm very excited to see, our first look at the in-season tournament. It isn't exactly playoff atmosphere yet, but it is exciting to see, our guys go into a slightly more meaningful game than regular. I don't know the status on Markel and Gary, so hopefully we could see one of them, if not both, come back soon. I don't really know how long Gary is going to be out. I don't think I've seen an update on him yet. And I'm hoping that our guys can get some rest, get their legs back under them, and continue this little momentum they have into the next game. But on that note, guys, that is all for me today. If you guys did enjoy the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.